joining from the waiting room. I'm Serene Jones, the president of Union Theological Seminary, and I am happy to welcome you to Union's critically important event, the Christian Calling to Protect Women's Right to Choose. For almost 50 years, Roe v. Wade has been settled case law, protecting reproductive rights by guaranteeing access to abortion. But that may soon change. In just a few months, the Supreme Court will likely weaken or may entirely overturn Roe, robbing tens of millions of American women of the right to choose. It is also no secret that overturning Roe will have a massively disparate impact on the reproductive rights of Black, Brown, and Indigenous women and the poor, who are already marginalized from access to basic health care and economic well-being. The impact here will be devastating. It is also clear that right-wing, predominantly white Christian leaders and organizations are at the forefront of this anti-choice crusade. At Union Theological Seminary, along with our panelists today, we wholeheartedly reject the contorted version of Christianity that fight as we engage in discussion with prominent Christian leaders about why we must protect the right to choose. In our conversations, we're going to be exploring faith-based reasons for this position and exploring also why it's become such a motivating force for the evangelical right, and also discuss ways that it can be used, the Christian tradition can be used to contest this and to expand people's dignity, health, and freedom, not diminish and destroy it. This urgent conversation will explore all of these. We're joined by many leaders in that conversation. 3 of the top voices are with us this morning. And so without further ado, I am going to hand the conversation over to our amazing moderator. We're so excited to have Christina Catarucci, a senior writer at Slate and host of Slate's podcast Outward, to join us as our moderator today. Christina, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones. I've been reporting on reproductive justice and abortion rights since 2015. And even in that short period of time, the political landscape on this issue has completely changed. Just a few years ago, in 2016, the Supreme Court struck down an anti-abortion law in Texas that had forced many clinics to close. And that felt like a victory, and most optimistically, maybe a turning point in this fight. But as many of you well know, that victory was short-lived. And in Texas today, you cannot get a legal abortion after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. And what came as a really terrible shock to many of us who report on and work on this issue, the Supreme Court even declined to block that ban from going into effect while it was being challenged in court. So over the past few months since that Texas law took effect, other Republican majority state legislatures have been passing copycat laws. These are obviously blatantly unconstitutional laws because Roe v. Wade protects the right to abortion before fetal viability. And almost to a person, the legislators proposing and voting for these laws cite their religious beliefs